Look, everyone, I'm in the new Evil Dead movie. I love Evil Dead. I think this franchise is fantastic. I have enjoyed all of the movies to come out. I even got this little big box, the Groovy collection. It comes with Evil Dead 1 and 2 on 4K and Blu-ray, as well as the whole series of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. It doesn't have Army of Darkness for some fucking reason, but, whatever, that's fine. Fuck you, I guess. I was rewatching the original one recently, and I didn't realize it, but apparently it is still an NC-17, which is just fucking crazy. Like, this is an NC-17. And then when I went to the theater to watch Evil Dead Burn, my friend had told me that they were actually forced to cut a very brutal scene to secure an R rating. Otherwise, Evil Dead Burn would have also been NC-17. And it just makes me think, like, what? Why? The rating system in America is fucking pathetic, and it is actively harming movies. I would have loved to see this scene. Like, I legit don't even understand why. It's a rated R movie. They're such fucking pussies. It's insane. Oh, you say one too many F words, suddenly it's an NC-17. It's so fucking silly. They should have realized how dumb their fucking rules were back when South Park did the fucking, 499 F-bombs to avoid the NC-17, right? They should have realized then how fucking stupid their rule was. It's just, it boggles my mind. I hate the rating system. Anyways, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, Evil Dead. I'll try to talk about this movie without spoiling too much. Thankfully, I don't have to get into spoilers to talk about, like, my issues and stuff. But before we do that, I'm going to talk about the things I liked about the movie here. Evil Dead Burn was a lot of fun. It was kind of a frustrating watch, I want to say, for, like, a third of it. But then the other 2/3 of it, I would say, is just a pure delight. The movie has such a good sense of humor. I really enjoyed how they would implement the comedic aspects into the movie. Evil Dead as a franchise has never really taken itself too seriously, and it's nice to see that they don't have any intent on abandoning that. The cinematography had some moments where it was really shining. There was one shot in particular in the movie that really fucking impressed me. It kind of reminded me of the John Wick 4 shot, where it was that bird's eye view where he was, like, going around the room with that fucking, like, shotgun just blasting people. There's a lot of very cool action sequences, and the way that they would execute them in this movie felt like there was just, like, so much effort and passion going into it. All the performances were very solid. I felt everyone was able to bring exactly what they needed to the table to make the film convincing. The music in the movie was also pretty good. There was some really nice bits of the score. I really like how they are just fully committing to that super over dramatic, like, orchestra that they, like, love to utilize in Evil Dead Rise. I will say, if you're going to this movie to be scared, maybe you will be. It all depends on, like, how easy of a scare you are. For me, I've never found any Evil Dead scary. Not really. Maybe they have, like, moments where I'm, like, feeling pretty tense and on edge. But that doesn't really matter because these movies are usually very enjoyable and just fun to watch. So if you're someone who doesn't ever get, like, scared by horror movies, they never scare you at all, you could still have a fun time with this. It's still a very enjoyable movie. But enough dick sucking. I'm gonna talk about the things I really, really didn't like. I really fucking hate how this movie's edited sometimes. There will be so many moments where they're just doing that super close up, super fucking, like, blurry editing where you can't tell what the fuck is going on. And it's meant to be scary, and it is meant to, like, confuse you. A lot of horror typically comes from the unknown and being very confused or blindsided, and that is the purpose of these shots. And I could understand why that would work for someone. As someone who doesn't find this movie scary, though, it just really fucking pisses me off. It is extremely annoying, and they do it so many fucking times throughout the movie. And it bugged the shit out of me, because it was like, it felt like the movie was actively sabotaging itself with these terrible fucking edits. There were also a lot of stylistic choices I just really could not get behind. There are so many shots where they choose to blur certain parts of the frame, and sometimes it's cool. There's a few shots where I don't mind it. There's a shot with rain where only the lower half of it is in focus and the top half is all like kind of blurry. You know, it looked kind of cool there, but most of the time it feels almost like it's a censorship tool, like they're actively obscuring violent sequences with it. I want it to actually be able to see what was happening for a lot of those shots. I also just really did not care for this movie's general, like, insanely fast pace. Now, on the one hand, I appreciate that it's a movie that's just not here to waste my fucking time. I appreciate that it is just going and going. You know, that can be fun, but I would have really liked if the movie during its first half had some moments where it really, like, slowed down and let you breathe in the environment. You know, something that I realized watching the original Evil Dead was that it was really excellent at letting you feel the environment. And in a movie like Evil Dead, where the environment is supposed to be your actual enemy, like, it's not just the Deadites, it is the literal trees, the forest, like, nature itself in that first movie was your enemy. And it illustrated that by letting you breathe in that environment. And I feel like this movie very much needed something like that as well. It needed to sort of just have a moment during that first half where you really got to take in the whole, like, environment of the house, the layout of the house, so that way you could be more engrossed in it. So that way it would feel more like you could actually navigate the house just off of what the movie has shown you. The house should be as important as a character as the characters to me. And there were shots where they would illustrate, like, oh yeah, this house is run down and grimy and shitty looking, but it was only ever through, like, close-ups usually. Any wider shots didn't usually last for too long. I think a big contributing factor to why this movie doesn't feel like I ever get a chance to breathe in, like, the whole scenery is because of the decision to have, like, I want to say 75% of the shots be just close-ups. This one is kind of a spoiler, so if you want to, like, skip ahead here, that's fine. I was really disappointed by the Deadite dog. Before seeing the movie and before watching the original, I watched the remake for the first time, and I liked it. It was alright, but in that remake, there was a dog, and they killed the dog, and when I was watching the remake, I was like, oh, fuck, are we gonna get a Deadite dog in this movie? And then it never happened. It was just, there was a dog, they killed it, and it was basically pointless. It pretty much added nothing to the movie. Also, the dog was named Grandpa, which was really funny. I don't know why they did that. But then, when I went to go see Evil Dead Burn later on in that day, and they actually had the dog turn into a Deadite, I was like, oh fuck! They're actually doing the thing I was excited for earlier in the day. We're getting a Deadite dog in this one. That's fucking sick. Also, if there was a Deadite dog in Army of Darkness, I don't remember. I haven't rewatched that one yet. Planning on doing that soon. So the Deadite dog in this movie, I was pretty excited for, because that was fucking cool. And it didn't do anything. It, like, broken through a window at one point. That's about it. It was super disappointing. Like, you have such a cool ideal, and you just they didn't do anything with it that interesting. That was very sad. I felt sad about that because it was cool. I will say, I am happy that they did that though, because this opens Pandora's fucking box. In the next Evil Dead movie, let's get fucking crazy. Give me a motherfucking Deadite shark. Fuck, give me Deadite crocodiles. Let's get fucking wacky. You can do it. You've established now that Deadites can possess animals. Do it. It's gonna be it would be fucking crazy. I want it. Give me a Deadite. Give me something crazy. Give me a Deadite gator. Do it. Spoil. No more spoilers. Overall, again, I have a lot of issues with this movie's presentation, but in spite of that, I still had a really good time. I think this movie is genuinely a lot of fun. And I think most people, Evil Dead fan or not, will come out of it very happy, very satisfied, and just generally entertained. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for now. You know, maybe this one will grow on me with a rewatch. I'm willing to acknowledge that maybe the style bothered me so much on this first viewing just because I wasn't expecting it. And maybe with foresight going into it next time, it won't bug me quite as much. I do think this is a legitimately good movie. You'll have some fun here. Anyways, thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and have yourself a good day. Bye.
He's down, baby.